real estate professional is for that buyer or seller, really what they're accustomed to is their experiences with other luxury brands.
Correct.
And how important it is that you are felt and thought of in the same way.
Oof.
Right? So Gucci or Tiffany or Four Seasons or all of these.
Your high-end cars is a classic.
Right.
I do, in the seminars I often talk about this story, which I love. So, as you know, I married Sandy 5 years ago, and she had an older BMW. And she got this thing in the mail, says, trade in your old one, get a new one, lower your payments. I'm like, honey, this is, I don't. But I was a good husband-ish, and I took her. Down Memorial Day, I said, the first thing we're doing is first thing in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, we're going in. The ish part is I was absolutely right. They were not giving her a new car for less money,
right.
But I left with a new car, which didn't go over well, but it's all right. It all worked out in the end. But I asked the car dealer, the manager, I said, what's the nicest car you have here? And he says, well, we have the nicest one we have on the lot. It's a 740 Li. He said, they make the 750, now the 760. But he says, that's the one we have. I said, you have a brochure on it. And he handed me this brochure. And if you've ever seen a brochure on a 740 Li or a Mercedes S550, they're incredible. Now, what's the value of that car? $120,000, $140,000, $150,000? Isn't that the car that your luxury homeowner's buying? What product or service does your luxury seller sell? Does he own the BMW dealership? Is he an accountant? What kind of brochure does he or she go to work and see every day on the products and services they sell?
Right.
Versus the products and services they see in our industry. So to answer your question, I think it's absolutely critical. You're dead in the water if you can't. And I think that the days of the 4-page, fold over, I'm everything.
Right.
It's the same statement everybody's making. 4-page fold over. Why not go 6-page? Why not go trifold? Why not go bigger? Why not go smaller? Right. I think that you need to change it up so that it becomes elegant. And it differentiates you from the rest of the brands. There are some brands that mandate that all their agents use exactly the same brochure. I don't think it's good.
And so on this property brochure,
yep.
You also, that's the minimum 4 pages that you're talking about right now. But then there's this, listing book.
Yes.
Can you talk about that a little bit? Again, back in this concept of the BMW is $140,000, and that book is, in your world, $25, $50. Well, if I've got a $3 million home and you show me something that cost you $4, it doesn't
equate.
Yeah.
There's a disconnect. And I always say that, showing up in a listing presentation that was spiral bound, everybody knows, including the person on the other side of the table, that you just whip that out in the kitchen at the office.
Yeah.
Right. So it just reeks of lack of professionalism. Here's my favorite strategy with listing book. And if you go to our website, you'll see them. But we make these beautiful listing books that you can actually, I believe if you get 6, they're $29.
Yeah.
But they're the $25 book like Mercedes has or BMW.
Exactly.
So this is a beautiful book. You take that listing presentation that we will put together for you. And we have incredible content because we've worked with so many brands over 30 years. They'll make it more affordable. Long story short, put it in a black envelope and address it with a silver Sharpie. The black envelopes, by the way, you can get it. Just go to our website. We'll tell you. Any Grangers or not Grangers, not Staples.
Yeah.
What they have, anyway, one of those. You just Google black envelopes and put the homeowner's name on it and leave it on the front door and text them. And here's the text. Mr. and Mrs. Jones, I have left my listing presentation on your front door. I would like you to review it prior to our meeting this coming Thursday because I would like to spend that time discussing how we're going to get your home sold versus about me. So what if I'm ever credited with anything is thinking how the competitor is and how I'm going to work. So now watch what happens. Susie Smith, who has sold $50 million homes in the neighborhood, walks in and sits there and talks for 2 hours about herself.
Yep.
And I walk in and say, did you get my listing presentation? And they say, yes. Did you read it? They say, yes. Even if they didn't.
Right, they're going to
okay.
say this. Yeah.
Because now the conversation is going to be about, what are we going to do to get your home sold? What do you like about this home? I'll tell you a great story, which when I first started the company in San Diego, I got this opportunity to do this marketing on this beautiful house overlooking the ocean. with this incredible pool. There was like a waterfall coming behind the master bedroom, under the bed, out through the pool, and then there was the ocean. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And so I had photography, and we're guiding the photographers. We get all said and done. We put together this 8-page brochure that is just to die for. And we bring it to the homeowner, and it's like we shot their children. I was like, what in the world? What did I do wrong? And they go, you missed the most important shot of the house. I'm like, well, what is that? Well, you see that little table with the 2 chairs right there in front of that little tiny window? That's where we sit every morning and have coffee and watch the ocean. And you missed it. Guess what we did?
Back?
Redid it.
Yeah.
So I think it's important when the agents are working, and this is us working with our clients, is, ask, instead of talking about yourself, and listen, show me, what do you like about this house? Why did you buy this house? Why this one instead of the one up the street? So you get them talking about why they like the house. The other thing this does is it teaches, it'll show you in a listing appointment. So Diane, if I sit here and you and your partner or your spouse, I say, why'd you buy this house? What did you like about the neighborhood? Now you go down this list of justifying this huge purchase, and you're going to have some justification. Now I start talking about getting your home sold. And one of the things you told me in your presentation was, well, you like the fact that it was close to a great school district, or maybe a golf course, a spa, right? And so when I start talking about marketing your home, I go, you know what I think a great place to market this house would be? Is perhaps the membership of the golf course. Because that's what they told you why they moved there. So you're going to take that information and feed it back. You have to be careful. You have to be professional.